Welcome to the Steve Stein Guitar Podcast, brought to you by GuitarZoom.com. If you want to improve your guitar playing, keep listening. If you want to improve even faster, go to GuitarZoom.com, where you'll find all of Steve's premium courses, masterclasses, and memberships that'll help you quickly and easily improve your playing. Now here's your host, Steve Stein.
Sounds amazing, Professor Stein.
Thank you, Mr. Denley.
Thanks for joining me, man.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, guys, and thank you for watching. I'm Dan Denley, founder of GuitarZoom.com. This is my sidekick, Steve Stein, chief guitarist in residence, professor emeritus, wonderful PhD, doctor, I don't know. I made that
Hippie.
up. Hippie?
Yeah.
Yeah, you look just like a hippie. All those gnarly tattoos. So check it out, guys. Today we're going to be talking about how to break out of the typical blues box for better solos. If you want to learn how to do that, keep watching. If you want to learn how to do it even faster, get Steve's new course, Blues Licks, by Steve Stein. Very cleverly titled, Blues Licks.
Yep.
Easy to
All
remember.
about 'em.
Tells you what it is.
Yep. In and
Available,
out.
available at
Yep.
GuitarZoom.com. There's probably a link somewhere around this video.
I would think so.
Or a button, as my 6-year-old would say, a button. You can click on and get Blues Licks. Anyway, so if you want to check it out, do that. Otherwise, keep watching, and you're going to get some amazing content right here. Tell us how to break out of a typical blues box for better solos, sir.
Absolutely. So again, one of the things that I think people have a hard time with is when they start learning their scale positions or boxes, right? You learn the first box we can call first position or first box of minor pentatonic. And then you learn the second. And you learn the third and so on. And the problem is when you go to actually use those in your playing oftentimes, you just wind up playing up and down. Like you'll go into a position and you'll move up and down and move over and then move up and down. And I think part of the trick is learning how to kind of slide in and out of those positions. So I thought what would be fun today is to talk about some things to give you some practice ideas. So for instance,
Sounds amazing.
if I was in the first position of A minor pentatonic, I'll call this the first position here. One of the coolest places to move in is right here on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. I can slide into the 9th fret, and now I'm into the second position, or second box, if you will. Now, in between those two notes, I have that blues note. So what I love to do is things like this, where it's a little bit of finger trickery, if you will, where I slide up with my 3rd finger, and now I'm ready to go with my 1st finger into the second position and do whatever it is I want to do.
Okay, I'm starting to get it. So we're talking about horizontal movement across the fretboard with this, moving out of these boxes. Is that right?
Yeah, really, I'm just using this as a slide point from the 7th fret to the 9th fret, and when I slide up on my 3rd finger, it repositions myself, so now I'm ready to do whatever it is I'd like to do in this second position. So one thing that I love to do is I'll go right to my 1st finger here and then use that blues note, where I was using it this way over here. Well, now I'm using it as a hammer-on pull-off right here.
Nice.
See? So I've got that second position. Now, of course, I know my positions, and you're going to need to do the same thing if you're learning this. I need to memorize that, of course. But then once I've got that, then I can start messing around with some different ideas. So let me show you this. So if I move into that second position, now watch this. If I slide again, notice how instead of going to my pinky right here, I'm going to my 3rd finger, and I slide up. Now I'm in my 3rd position. And I'm doing those same notes. Right here. So I can sequence from here Yeah. Now there's more, but I want to show you that first because it's really fun. Once you start learning what I've often referred to as pivot points, where you start learning certain places that you can move from one position to the next, instead of thinking of it as just a wall and you just have to constantly move everything up. Sometimes all you need is just a little crack in the wall. You just need to slip through. And see, again, maybe you could do a lot of that same stuff in one position, but you're getting the sound of this sliding that I'm doing. Plus, it's repositioning me for maybe something else that I want to do, which I will show you some more stuff here in a minute. But does it kind of make sense?
That's amazing.
If you're enjoying this episode and you'd like to support the podcast, go to GuitarZoom.com and consider becoming a premium member. There are 3 memberships to choose from. VIP, which gives you instant access to a library of short but powerful courses as well as new bite-sized lessons each month. There's also Play Songs that gives you step-by-step lessons so you can learn to play your favorite songs fast. And finally, there's Masterclass, university-level training on everything from soloing to music theory, from blues to home recording. For more info about these memberships and all the premium courses available to you, go to GuitarZoom.com. Now back to the podcast.
Listen, guys, if you're sitting here watching this, you're like, well, that sounds amazing, except I don't know my pentatonic patterns. Steve has a course. It is absolutely one of the best-selling courses we've ever produced over the past decade.
Yeah.
It's called Ultimate Fretboard Connection. You can probably just Google that, Ultimate Fretboard Connection, or just go to GuitarZoom.com. It's there. It's a very reasonably priced course, and it teaches you all of the pentatonic patterns and how to connect all of those pentatonic patterns and with the diatonic scales. So it gives you the foundation of what he's building on right now. So if you're sitting there and like, this sounds amazing, I want to know how to do that, but he just said I need to know these patterns before I can, that's the course to get, Ultimate Fretboard Connection, available at GuitarZoom.com. This is all about blues licks, how to break out and connect these horizontal movements between these patterns, which is just, when this just takes a whole new dimension, adds a whole new dimension to your solos once you're able to do that. Keep going, my friend.
Okay, so now if you think about it, we went from first position into second, slid up into third. Well, watch this. Now I'm sitting right here with my third finger. Remember, I did this. Slid up. I'm sitting right here. I can drop down, but I'm right here. So all I need to do from this point is just slide up. Into this other position. So I'm finding sliding points or pivot points.
Wow.
And I don't just have to slide forward. I mean, I can slide backward at any time too. And, I show you a bunch of different things like this in the course, but I'm just showing you one to try and work on so you can just sort of focus on it. Again, you don't have to play exactly what I'm doing right now. It's just the idea of being able to visualize. Again, if you think about it as a crack in the wall, you're just trying to slide through in a particular place. And notice how up here, again, there's a million places I can go for doing this. I'm just doing it on the first string. And you've got to find which ones feel best for you, but this is a really great place to start learning how to navigate around the whole fretboard.
Mm-hmm. I would say one thing, guys, I don't know if you noticed, but he's actually, when he's pivoting from these different positions, he's pretty much staying in the middle of the fretboard. He's not really using the first or the sixth string that much. He's using those kind of notes that allow him to pivot in those middle strings. Is that right?
Well, absolutely. But, of course, there are ones...
Okay.
There's a million ways to navigate this sort of thing, and that's half the fun. But the first thing you have to do is you have to learn to visualize. I always tell students, if you can see it, you can play it. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is if you can visualize it in your head, right? If you don't look at your guitar and see just a blank screen, but you can actually visualize like two boxes, if you will, or two positions connected together, you can start learning. You see, you can learn how to navigate back and forth through there. And then as you get more comfortable with that, of course, then if you know where your blues note is or something like that, you can start adding some of that in around there as well. But you don't want to get overwhelmed. Just take it step by step, just nice and easy, kind of learning how to do it. So, I always tell people, if you don't know all the positions of your fretboard, just start with two. Just start with the one you know, and then one that connects to it, and just learn to move around, learning how to play more dynamic, Like, don't forget about the things that make music sound like music, that makes a guitar sound like a voice, right? But now you're using that sliding to give you another avenue of creativity. And again, I'm really concentrating on how things sound, not just that I am playing, but how does it sound when I play?
Mm-hmm. Which is when it actually turns into music instead of just notes.
Yeah.
Very cool, dude.
Even without a backing track or anything, you can just extract an idea that you like, whether it's a lick or a movement or something like that. You just extract that idea and you just turn off the metronome and you turn off the backing track and you just practice playing it, and then you practice listening to it while you play it. And then you practice responding to it while you play it. So you're thinking about not just that you are playing it, but how does it sound when you play? Can you stretch the length of the idea that you're doing by slowing things down or speeding it up or whatever it is you'd like to do? Think of it like an accordion. You're deciding how fast or how slow you want to play different phrases. See, as you play. And then, of course, when the backing track comes in, or your metronome or whatever it is you're using, now you've got parameters that are saying, hey, we're going this fast, so let's figure out what feels most comfortable to get from here to here to here, right? Mm-hmm. So that's a great way of approaching it.
Very cool. Well, dude, I'm super glad that you joined me for this, and I'm really stoked about your new course, Blues Licks. I think it's going to become one of those flagship courses that last for a very long time and help a whole lot of people, like everything you do, which I know that's what you enjoy the most, is helping folks. So thanks for being on here with us, guys. If you want to check out Steve's course, Blues Licks, you can go to GuitarZoom.com for all the information on that. Thanks again, buddy. I appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Until next time, guys.
Next time on the Steve Stein Guitar Podcast.
While that chord is being played.
Right. So if I put the two together, if you think about it, if A was being played, and just kind of imagine that in your head, because I'll show you what I mean here. You'll be able to hear it in my playing. And then here comes the D. See, that's the D right there. You can hear the sound of that D chord. And then there's the A. So instead of just landing on... Hey, Steve Stein here from GuitarZoom.com, and thank you so much for listening to this podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, can I ask you a favor? Please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend. Your feedback means more to me than you'll ever know. And be sure to check out my YouTube channels, where you'll find over 1,000 videos to help you with your guitar playing. Thanks again for listening. Stay positive, keep playing, and keep having fun.
If you'd like some help with your guitar playing but you're not sure how to get started, go to GuitarZoom.com and look for the Help Me Choose survey. By answering a few simple questions, you'll get Steve's personal recommendation of the perfect course for you. All this and more is available for you at GuitarZoom.com.